This story is about towns lost beneath the waters of America. These are real events, and we're here to bring them to life. The visuals you'll see are recreations, not original photos, but they reflect the haunting reality of what truly happened. Join us as we dive into this forgotten history. Let's remember those places and the lives they held.
Imagine standing on the edge of a calm American lake at sunset. The air is still, touched only by the laughter of children playing nearby. Families sit on checkered blankets, sharing sandwiches and stories. A dog runs along the shore, chasing the fading light as boats drift lazily across sparkling water. It feels ordinary, peaceful, eternal. But as the golden sun sinks and shadows stretch across the water, you can't help but wonder what secrets might be hidden beneath the gentle waves. What history lies just out of sight, cloaked by silence and time? Look again. Beneath those rippling waves lies more than fish and sand. There are streets down there paved and planned. Houses with front porches, gardens, and fences. A church steeple that once reached toward the heavens. This is no ordinary lake. It is a graveyard of memories. An entire town drowned by design, its story swallowed but never forgotten by the water. Not long ago, barely a century, the land beneath these waters was alive. Picture it, a thriving American town in the early 1900s, dirt roads buzzing with the rhythm of horse hooves and wagon wheels. Children racing down lanes barefoot, their laughter carrying through the warm summer air. There were stores, bakeries, a schoolhouse filled with chalk dust and dreams. The church bells rang on Sundays, calling families together. Neighbors gathered at the general store, swapping stories, arguing over politics, or just passing the time. It wasn't just a place, it was home. And it seemed uncheckable, destined to last for generations. But history had other plans. Far away from this peaceful town, in government offices and city boardrooms, powerful men were making decisions. The 1930s were an era of ambition. America was rising from the Great Depression, and progress meant dams, power plants, and reservoirs. Engineers spread maps across oak tables. Fingers traced rivers. Voices spoke of flood control, electricity, and modernity. They saw opportunity where others saw only water. And somewhere, marked in red on their blueprints, was this little town. To them, it wasn't a community. It was simply in the way. One morning, families found government-sealed envelopes at their doors. Fathers broke the wax and read aloud with trembling voices. Their town was to be flooded. Their homes, their churches, their entire lives sacrificed for the greater good. Mothers clutched their children close, whispering words of comfort they barely believed themselves. Children asked questions no parent could answer. What would happen to their friends? Their school? Their pets? The letter did not care for feelings. It was official, absolute, and final. Their town had an expiration date. Construction began. Giant machines clawed at the earth. Concrete towers rose like fortresses across the valley. Workers hammered, welded, and shouted orders over the noise. Piece by piece, the dam took shape, a wall of progress stretching across the river. For outsiders, it was a marvel of engineering. For those who lived here, it was a countdown to oblivion. And with every layer of concrete, the fate of the town was sealed tighter. Then came the final days. Families packed what they could onto wagons and trucks, furniture strapped down, photo albums tucked into boxes, heirlooms hidden away, some buried in the ground and hoped they might survive. Some resisted. They argued, pleaded, begged. Others accepted quietly, shoulders heavy with resignation. Tears fell as they locked doors for the last time, Doors that would soon open to nothing but water. Neighbors hugged, promising to meet again, but knowing they might never feel truly at home anywhere else. Slowly, relentlessly, the water crept forward. At first, it filled the fields, flooding crops, drowning fences. Then it swallowed barns, livestock, and sheds. People stood on the hillsides, watching their town disappear piece by piece. Roofs sank into the rising tide. Wooden porches cracked and vanished. Memories slipped beneath the surface, never to return. It was not a storm, not a natural disaster. It was deliberate, a flood by design. And then came the moment no one would forget. The church, the heart of the town. Its steeple stood tall as waters lapped at the steps. For a while, the cross at the very top seemed to defy the flood, but slowly, with heartbreaking finality, it too sank beneath the surface. The last piece of the town vanished. Every street, every store, every memory swallowed whole. Most people assume the town was destroyed, but here's the chilling truth. It never truly vanished. Beneath the lake lies a ghost town, silent, preserved in darkness. Divers who dare descend into the depths have found staircases leading to nowhere, desks in classrooms covered in moss, dinner plates still resting on shelves. It is as though the town simply fell asleep underwater, waiting for someone to remember it. And deep below, the church still waits. Its steeple, once a beacon of hope, now points upward in silence, cloaked in algae and shadows. No hymns echo through its walls, no candles burn, only the muffled sound of water pressing in from all sides, dotted as a cathedral of ghosts. Locals tell stories. Fishermen at dawn swear they've seen the outlines of rooftops shimmering below the glassy surface. Some claim their nets have snagged on chimneys, pulling up shards of brick and tile. Whether true or not, the stories linger passed down from father to son, whispered in the town's shadow. And then there are the sounds. Boaters on still nights have spoken of whispers drifting across the water, voices echoing faintly as though children still play along vanished streets. Some describe the toll of church bells long after the steeple was buried. Others say they've heard crying, laughter, even the barking of long-dead dogs. Perhaps it is imagination, or perhaps some echoes are too strong for water to drown. Today, the lake is a place of recreation. Families camp along its shores. Jet skis carve across its surface. Children splash and play, completely unaware of what lies beneath. They swim above drowned homes. They laugh above forgotten bedrooms. They picnic on the very ground where a town once stood. The past lingers just out of sight, hidden but not erased. And so the lake remains calm, shimmering in the fading light. But beneath its surface lies silence, a silence heavy with memory. The next time you stand at the edge of a lake, staring into its depths, ask yourself, what lies beneath? Because sometimes the water hides more than fish and stones. Sometimes it hides an entire town, drowned overnight and remembered only in whispers.